absolutely. I request our guests to stay on with us. There are some crucial developments coming in. We're now learning that Chinese President Xi Jinping has met UN Secretary-General António Guterres in Tianjin ahead of the summit. Xi Jinping has stressed that multilateralism, solidarity and cooperation are the right answers to global challenges. He has stated that China will remain a trustworthy UN partner and has reaffirmed support for the UN's central role in international affairs. Marking the 80th anniversary of both the UN's founding as well as the World Anti-Fascist War victory, Xi Jinping has urged countries to uphold the UN Charter and restore the body's vitality as the main platform for global cooperation. Guterres, meanwhile, welcomed China's role, calling it a fundamental pillar of the multilateral system, and has expressed gratitude for Beijing's support. Listen in to what both leaders had to say.
欢迎你来华出席上海合作组织天津峰会。今年是世界反法西斯战争胜利和联合国成立80周年。历史启示我们，多边主义团结合作是解决全球性难题的正确答案。在联合国成立80周年之际，我们要重温联合国创立初心，重申对联合国宪章宗旨和原则的承诺。 推动联合国在新形势下重振权威和活力，成为各国协调行动、共同应对挑战的主要平台。
Thank you very much, Mr. President. I think it's important to reaffirm the values that 8 years ago led to the approval of the United Nations and the approval of the Charter, and the role of the People's Republic of China as a fundamental pillar of the multilateral system is extremely important, and we are extremely appreciative and grateful for that.
All right, we've heard what the leaders have had to say. I'd like to rope in Mr. Ganguly, who's been waiting rather patiently. The SCO's relevance has often been questioned. Now, especially in an era where we're seeing the US adopt a more protectionist stance, with the Trump administration highlighting its America First pitch that he had made initially that had brought him to power, do we see the SCO once again becoming relevant?
I think the SCO will be of limited relevance because there are significant differences amongst the members of the SCO, most notably India and China. They have temporarily papered over their differences because they are faced with what they perceive to be a common threat to their economic and trading interests, but we cannot simply set aside all the other underlying differences that exist. And furthermore, Russia, bluntly stated, is a declining power. In an ironic way, it has now become the junior partner to China. It is dependent on China to buy its oil. It is dependent on China for certain forms of high technology. It is dependent on China for defense technology. This is a complete reversal of roles from the early Cold War years, when China was decidedly the junior partner, until, of course, the Sino-Soviet split that took place in the early 1960s, and then after 1969, following the Ussuri River clashes, there was no love lost between China and the Soviet Union. So we have to bear in mind that that a convergence of interests may prove to be somewhat fleeting.
Indeed, I request you to stay on with us. We're tracking more news. We're now learning that US President Donald Trump, in a post on Truth Social,